In the 1980s and 1990s, a young man fascinated by computers and social engineering became the most wanted hacker in the United States. Kevin Mitnick wasn't just breaking into computers, he was breaking the rules of an entire digital age. He infiltrated some of the world's biggest corporations, including Nokia, IBM, and even the FBI. His exploits made him a legend, but they also landed him on the FBI's most wanted list. This is the story of Kevin Mitnick, the hacker who eluded authorities and changed cybersecurity forever. But before we begin, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more thrilling tales of hacking and cybersecurity. Kevin Mitnick was born in 1963 in Van Nuys, California. His early life provides insight into the origins of one of America's most notorious hackers. Growing up, Mitnick displayed a fascination with technology and an inquisitive nature that would become legendary in the hacking world. His parents recognized these traits and encouraged their son's interest in electronics and tinkering, providing him with the space and freedom to explore his passions. One of the first instances where Mitnick's natural abilities shone through was when he discovered a passion for magic tricks and performing arts. This early interest laid the foundation for a key aspect of Mitnick's future success: social engineering, the art of manipulating people into granting access or revealing information. Mitnick's talent in understanding human psychology and body language would prove invaluable in his hacking career, allowing him to trick unsuspecting individuals into giving him what he needed. His entry into the world of hacking came when he began experimenting with phone phreaking, a term coined by Steve Wozniak, co-founder of Apple Computer Inc., to describe the practice of using techniques to exploit the public switched telephone network. At the age of 14, Mitnick was already skilled at this practice, tricking phone company employees into giving him free long-distance calls. He learned to manipulate people into doing what he wanted, a skill he would later refine to perfection. This early exposure to hacking, driven by pure curiosity, set the stage for Mitnick's future exploits. Despite his parents' lack of direct involvement in the tech world, their focus on encouraging their son's interests created an environment where Mitnick's natural talents could flourish. As Mitnick grew older, his interest in computers and technology intensified. Recognizing his son's dedication, his parents supported his passion by purchasing him a personal computer at the age of 16. This decision proved pivotal, propelling Mitnick deeper into the world of hacking and setting the stage for his groundbreaking exploits. With his personal computer, Mitnick delved into the world of code and began exploring the vulnerabilities of various computer systems. In the late 1970s and early 1980s, Mitnick's hacking journey began innocently enough. He targeted the computer systems of local schools and businesses, testing their security and learning about their vulnerabilities. For instance, he once hacked into the system of North Hollywood High School, where he obtained access to the school's mainframe computer and manipulated its clock to grant himself an extended lunch period. These early exploits demonstrated Mitnick's technical skills and his knack for outsmarting computer systems. However, as Mitnick's confidence grew, so did the scale and complexity of his hacks. He moved beyond targeting local entities and set his sights on bigger game, infiltrating the computer networks of major corporations such as IBM, Nokia, and Motorola. During this time, Mitnick employed a combination of technical expertise and social engineering to gain access to these networks. He would often use stolen passwords or create clever schemes to trick employees into giving him the information he needed. Once inside, he would navigate the systems looking for valuable data or proprietary software to steal. One of Mitnick's notable exploits involved his infiltration of Nokia's computer network. In this daring heist, Mitnick managed to obtain access to the company's internal systems, where he stole confidential information related to their mobile phone encryption technology. This breach highlighted the vulnerability of even the most secure networks to a determined hacker and showcased Mitnick's ability to think outside the box when devising his schemes. Similarly, his infiltration of IBM and Motorola networks resulted in the theft of sensitive data and software, underlining the growing threat posed by hackers in the digital age. These high-profile hacks brought Mitnick to the attention of law enforcement agencies, which began to investigate his activities. However, despite the efforts to catch him, Mitnick remained elusive, managing to stay one step ahead of authorities for several years. This cat-and-mouse game between Mitnick and the FBI would become a defining feature of his story and solidify his status as a legendary hacker. The FBI's pursuit of Mitnick led to the creation of a special task force dedicated to capturing him, showcasing the seriousness with which the agency viewed his crimes. As the investigation intensified, Mitnick's exploits became more audacious, further complicating the manhunt. His use of aliases, fake identities, and a deep understanding of technology made it extremely difficult for law enforcement to track him down. This period in Mitnick's life exemplified the challenges faced by authorities in dealing with a highly skilled and elusive hacker. During his hacking spree, Mitnick seemed unstoppable, evading the authorities and infiltrating some of the most secure computer networks in the world. His audacity knew no bounds as he continued to push the limits of what was possible, all while remaining hidden in plain sight. But this elusive lifestyle couldn't last forever. The walls were closing in on Mitnick, and he knew it. In an effort to escape the long arm of the law, he fled to Florida, where he believed he could lay low and continue his hacking activities. However, what he did not know was that the FBI had already established a strong presence in the state, and they were closing in on his location. As the net tightened around him, Mitnick found himself trapped in a desperate game of cat and mouse. But it wasn't just the FBI that was on his trail. Private security firms hired by the companies he had targeted were also searching for him, and they weren't above using underhanded tactics to get what they wanted. One evening, Mitnick was enjoying a meal at a restaurant when he noticed a group of men watching him intently. He tried to ignore them, hoping they would eventually leave him alone. But when they approached his table and introduced themselves as private investigators, he knew he was in trouble. They accused him of hacking into their clients' systems and demanded that he confess to the crimes. Of course, Mitnick denied everything, knowing that any confession could be used against him. As the situation escalated, Mitnick realized he couldn't stay in Florida any longer. He had to disappear and start over somewhere new. But where could he go? He considered several options, but ultimately decided to head north to Seattle, Washington. There, he hoped to blend in and evade the authorities for a while longer. However, what Mitnick didn't realize was that the FBI had anticipated his move and they were waiting for him in Seattle. The city was effectively a trap, and Mitnick was walking right into it. Suddenly, the men closed in on him, their faces grim and determined. It was over. Kevin Mitnick was finally being taken into custody. After his arrest, Mitnick's trial captivated the nation. The media portrayed him as a brilliant but misguided hacker who had pushed the boundaries of technology and security. The story was filled with twists and turns, from the details of his hacking exploits to the dramatic cat-and-mouse game with the FBI. The trial itself was a spectacle. Prosecutors painted a picture of Mitnick as a technological terrorist who had infiltrated some of the most secure computer networks in the world. Meanwhile, his defense team argued that he was merely a curious hacker who had never intended to cause harm. The debate surrounding Mitnick's actions raised broader questions about the nature of hacking and the legal and ethical boundaries of exploring computer systems. Ultimately, the jury found Mitnick guilty on 12 counts, including computer fraud and interstate transportation of stolen property. The sentence he received, 5 years in federal prison, was a stark reminder of the consequences of his actions. Upon his release in 2000, Mitnick embarked on a new chapter in his life. Rather than pursuing a career in hacking, he chose to use his extensive knowledge and experience to help others. He became a cybersecurity consultant, sharing his insights with companies to help them strengthen their security and protect against hackers. Mitnick's transformation was remarkable. He went from being a notorious hacker wanted by the FBI to a respected figure in the cybersecurity industry. He became a sought-after speaker at industry events, where he shared his expertise on social engineering and other hacking techniques. Additionally, Mitnick authored several books, including The Art of Deception, which provided readers with a glimpse into the world of hacking and the importance of cybersecurity. Through his work, Mitnick became a prominent voice in the effort to raise awareness about the dangers of hacking and the need for better cybersecurity practices. He helped to educate individuals and organizations about the latest hacking techniques and how to defend against them, becoming a champion for cybersecurity awareness. In recent years, Mitnick has continued to be a driving force in the field of cybersecurity. He remains active as a speaker, consultant, and author, keeping pace with the ever-evolving threat landscape and sharing his expertise with those on the front lines of the fight against hackers. The story of Kevin Mitnick is a tale of brilliance, rebellion, and the consequences of pushing the boundaries in the digital age. From his early days as a curious hacker to his later career as a cybersecurity expert, Mitnick has left an indelible mark on the world of technology and security. His story serves as a reminder of the importance of embracing ethical hacking practices, staying ahead of the curve in the cybersecurity industry, and recognizing the potential consequences of those who dare to delve into the intricate world of computer systems and networks. If you liked the video, share the video, give it a thumb, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. See you in my next video.